This is Jay Teaches Reading for All, Lesson 46, where we find out that PH sometimes sounds like an F. That's a big change for these two letters. P sounds like P, H sounds like H, and F sounds like F, as in flag. So you put PH together and somehow you wind up with an F sound. I cannot explain that. All I can do is give you some examples, which will be coming up shortly. Now we're going to do a review. And in lesson 45, we did a lesson in which you, normally making the sound, sometimes makes a different short sound, as in book. But we used words like put, and I'll have the students say these before I do. Gave that one away. Put, pull, full, bull. And teachers, if you'd like your student to say these to you, press pause and have them do that. Now the true and false that went with lesson 45. Let me see if I can get them all on here. I think so. Pandas is the last word. I'm having a little trouble with that one. I think it's all on there now. So teachers, press pause. Have the students read these true and false to you. Don't worry about the true and false answers. And now we get to this very unusual situation where PH sounds like F in words, as in phone. And here's a picture of an old-timey phone. Students may not know what this is, but grandparents, students, your grandma, grandpa, they know what this is. This is the phone that we used when we were your age. So that's a phone. And here are some other words with PH. Fill, which is short for Philip, and then the word phone. Phony, photo, Phyllis, physics, graph. And phony means something that's not what it's supposed to be. In other words, somebody's trying to pawn something off as one thing when it's not real. So if they're trying to give you funny money that's not worth a thing, that's phony money. Photo is short for photograph. Physics is a science about the world that we live in. And Phyllis is a girl's name. Graph is a chart. And teachers, you might want to go into a little more detail and show students a graph from the internet. Okay, now I'd like you teachers to press pause and have the students say these words to you, and then give the students a spelling test. I picked out 4 words. I don't think you have to go with Phyllis and physics, but you can if you want to. So press pause. All right, now we come to the true and false. Have the students read one silently, give you a true or false answer, and then have them read it out loud and give you the final answer with a reason for that answer. Press pause. My answers: Philip can phone a photo to Phyllis. Well, when I was young, this would have been a definite false. But the way things are with the cell phones, you can send photos to other people. And most students, I guess, would know that. And they'd put true, and they'd be right. Number 2, Phyllis and Tanya can gab on the phone. Now, gab means they can just talk about things that really aren't important, but just enjoyable things that these two girls wanted to talk about. So this is true. Number 3, Brenda and Jenna want a fuzzy tan panda. Well, the student may say false because pandas are black and white. And this says tan, which is like a light brown. But, that could be splitting hairs. It could go either way on that one. Certainly there are fuzzy animals, stuffed animals that don't look exactly like the real thing. So it could go either way. Number 4, the graph was full of red and black lines. Now, a graph is a chart, and if the student was shown a graph, they probably would get this right with a true. However, if you didn't go into an explanation, teachers, they might not really understand what a graph is, and so they would put false for that. So it really depends on the student's understanding of that word, graph. And of course, this word is the only one that has the PH at the end. All right, now we're going to have another lesson on a combination of two letters. In this case, it's going to be WH. In this combination, the H is silent, as it is in these words, why and when. We don't say w, I, w, n. We don't do it that way. We just ignore the H. It's just silent. All right. Why don't we meet together when we get to lesson 47?